The June 27, 2012 meeting of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Antelli? Here. Chairman Gumina?
Here.
Mr. Patterson? Here. Mr. Tucciarello? Here. Mr. Wilcox?
Here. Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There's not.
Is there anyone present who has not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the May 23, 2012 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk.
Referral 212-203, amend.
Moved by Legislator Tucciarello, seconded by Legislator Antelli. Is there any discussion on the item? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries.
Referral 12-212, amend the 2012.
Moved by Legislator Antelli and seconded by Legislator Tucciarello. Is there any discussion? Legislator Patterson.
Thank you. Through the chair, we're looking at a 33% increase in less than a year, or in a year. Could you please explain the reason for the increase?
Through the chair, Jason Kennedy with Environmental Services. Actually, the original project estimate was prepared in 2005, 2006. That was when the county actually applied for the federal congestion mitigation air quality grant monies. And at that time, the project was conceived at $5.3 million. And that's the total project cost we had carried forward to the legislature back when we originally authorized an intermunicipal agreement with the City of Rochester, and again last year when we asked for the authorization for finance to construct. Since that time, we've prepared final engineers' estimates, and due to escalation from that point in time forward to 2012, 2013 construction dollars, obviously the project has increased approximately $1.5 million. I think it's important to note, too, though, that the federal grant has also been increased accordingly to represent 80% of the construction dollars. So the funding's now been increased from 4.3 to $5 million.
Through the chair, is it standard procedures? I mean, you did bring this bond resolution. It was submitted last year. Is it just standard procedure to just kind of roll with the numbers that you have when you previously submitted it, given it that it wasn't so fresh?
Through the chair, we brought the numbers at the time that we felt were accurate, the numbers that we had in hand. Again, these costs represent the numbers that we now have and also reflect the costs of the actual bids that we received.
All right. Through the chair, where are these two alternative fuel dispensing stations located?
Through the chair, one is the City of Rochester's Mount Reed Boulevard Operations Center. It's an existing fueling station that will be reconstructed effectively from the ground up. The other location is the existing Rochester Pure Waters District Frankie Van Laer fueling station. Currently resides in the back of the plant, if you will, near the administration building. That'll be also reconstructed and in the process relocated to the north end of the facility off Lakeshore Boulevard, but within the secure gate area of the treatment plant.
Through the chair, who may utilize these fueling stations? What municipalities are these available to?
Through the chair, the county currently has intermunicipal agreements with the City of Rochester and other municipalities, towns, and villages across the county that may use the fueling stations, both the existing station on Scottsville Road and these two proposed station reconstructions. There has been conversations about allowing other entities, including potentially the public, to use them, but so far those are just conversations and nothing's been determined.
So pretty much through the chair, pretty much we're looking then, if you're in the county, one of these entities, you want to fuel up, it's not a problem, it's not an issue.
Through the chair, yes, for those entities that the county currently has an agreement with.
Okay. Through the chair, Is there any fuel surcharge associated with the utilization of this station in order to maintain it that these organizations are required to provide?
Through the chair, not that I'm aware of. The fueling prices are established based on the cost of the fuel that the county purchases under state contract.
Through the chair, I'd also at this time like to request a change to get a copy of the change in the scope, the original scope, and what's been added to it. Is that something we might be able to get? Obviously not today, but.
Through the chair, yes, I just respectfully request, I guess, a clarification as to what documents you would like.
Well, I guess what I'm looking for is there was an original scope that was approved in 2005, 2006, when you put this project out, that you utilized to put together the bond resolution 156 of 2011. Apparently that scope has changed, and I'd just like to know if there has in fact been a change of scope. If there hasn't been a change in scope, it's fine to just, kick that over and say later on, hey, there was no change in scope. It was simply a change in the cost of materials. That's more than acceptable if that's what occurred.
Through the chair.
Through the chair, sorry. Thank you.
Put on the escalation cost of materials. There's been some subtle changes in the cost of some of the technology.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Item carries. Is there any unfinished business to come before the committee? Legislator Wilcox.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Could you remind me what the rules are with respect to unfinished business? Because I think we have some.
Items that have been stamped with a referral number and are awaiting action are considered unfinished business. If an item was tabled or referred to the administration, it can be discussed under unfinished business. If you have questions that don't fall into those parameters, I would encourage you to ask the administration offline, draft a letter, place a phone call, or put your concerns into a referral.
Mm-hmm. Awaiting action, can you elaborate on that a little bit? You said items awaiting action.
If there was a current referral, if there was a referral in the past that led to a question for administration or that the referral was tabled, at this point it would be considered unfinished business.
Okay, so basically just what tabled referrals, what else? Any referrals that have been passed, could we ask questions on those?
No. Only referrals that have been tabled and there's been no definitive action on them.
So that's unfinished business is tabled referrals.
If it had been stamped with a referral number that had been that has been awaiting action by the administration, correct?
Okay. So I take it that unfinished business would not be referenced to the minutes of the last meeting where we discussed unfinished business.
It would be under the, yes.
So since it's under the minutes, it is unfinished business. We could discuss it.
That time sort of came and went.
No,
If I'm understanding what you're asking.
Actually, I'm looking at the minutes that we have before us, and I'm just asking if those minutes are subject to unfinished business.
They would not be if you're attempting to discuss the unfinished business that you attempted to bring up last meeting. Because that unfinished business did not have a referral number attached to it, you could not bring that up as unfinished business now.
Well, I think you answered my question. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. There being no unfinished business, the June 27, 2012 meeting of IGR stands adjourned. The next meeting of this committee is scheduled for Wednesday, July 25th at 5:30.